Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Let's Get Chatting podcast. Today, we've got me, Jamie B, and a special guest, Ollie. How you doing, everybody? We all good?
Yeah, all good. How are you?
Yes, sweet. Bicker, what's going on?
I'm all good, man. You know, working and twerking.
Working and twerking, smirking. You know how it is. Yeah. What's everyone been up to today so far? Just to ease into it, what we all been up to today?
Oh, mate, where do I begin? I mean, I've got a child that's just popped out of nowhere 10 days early. So
congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. We were very pleasantly surprised, but a massive surprise to it is obviously the sleeping pattern, and I was not prepared for that part. I can tell you that now. I might be a streamer, but holy crap, nothing prepares you for that.
Yeah,
nothing prepares you for that.
Have you found the first 2 weeks for me were basically all I was doing is staring at the baby. Everything that was going on in the background, but we tried to watch a TV show for 2 weeks and we didn't get past the first episode because you're just staring, aren't you?
Yeah, you're constantly worried. You're constantly worried.
It's when you're trying to go to bed as well, and you just have your mind on her. Just is she okay?
Yeah,
and I just heard a cough. Is she all right? Yeah, that's it.
That doesn't go away, by the way, bro.
Brilliant.
At all. Well,
it does after about child 3.
Child 3. Oh god, let's deal with child 1 first. Yeah,
I'm on child 1 still, and I'm a proper hover parent. I'm bad in Ibix. I'm pretty
I wind him up now. Cool.
Are you planning to have any others?
Oh, no.
He's definitely not 5 down. So I'm moving to America. So at the end of hopefully at the end of the year or sometime soon. But it's we got to make a decision, because if we want to have a baby, it's do we spend $78,000 to have one, or do we have it for free in England? Do you know?
Does it cost that much to have a kid over there?
It does, yeah.
Obviously, insurance covers a lot, but you're still looking at $3,000, $4,000.
It's about
after insurance,
about $36,000 or something per.
Well, it depends. It all depends on how long you're in labour, what sort of delivery you have, and so on. But I seen a TikTok the other day. Some girl, she basically put up all her bills, and it equivalated to and it was a pretty easy birth. It was $76K. But once her insurance had got involved, it was $5K. And you're
okay,
what the
not
fuck?
bad then. How much you have to pay in insurance though every month? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That's still $5K.
Yeah, I know, but
that's baffled me.
It's also way better. The care over there is you get what you pay for as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. NHS, you're waiting for a bed, for what, 5 or 6 hours at a time.
Oh yes. Yes.
Yeah, honestly, we've actually been at the hospital for 2 weeks before our kid actually was there, because I had an issue myself, and we were there for a solid, I think, 8.5 hours to get one scan.
Yeah, nuts.
Long story short, this is great. I basically woke up and one of my testicles was swollen up to the size of a plum. Yeah. So obviously, as a guy, you think the worst. Go, shit, I'm about to have one testicle. Damn it. Oops. So then they.
You've already had the kids.
yeah. It's worked. It's all good. I've done my part. You know what I mean? I can go into retirement now. It's fine. But no. But the fact is, I went to the hospital. No, I went to the doctor. Sorry, actually, and I got it tested out. And this old guy came in, and he was, rubber glove. Come on, right? Can you just hold your breath for me? Can you do a cough for me and stuff like that? Just feeling around. I'm sat there squeezing it.
I never know what's worse when you're in the doctor, right? For me, I'm always what would be worse if I went to the doctor and someone had to play down there? Would it rather be a really good looking bird or a really old man? Because if it's a really good looking bird, you're gonna have an awkward situation.
Yeah, you're gonna have a very awkward situation.
Mine's definitely the old man every time.
Yeah, but you still have the awkward situation.
Whatever you're into, bro. Oh man,
it was free.
So what was it? What happened in the end? It was swollen up.
So basically, I went to the doctors. They touched it. They were like, I don't think it's twisted. I don't think you've done anything to it. Your tubes ain't twisted. I think it should be all right. So I walk out the doctors, and whilst I'm I'm waddling back to home because I just can't walk. My legs are just. And the doctor calls me on a frantic fit. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize how young you were. I was like, sorry, you're only 23. I was like, yeah. He goes, right, go to hospital right now. I was like, what?
Oh, wow.
So I went straight to hospital, and I waited, I think, 6 hours for the first consultation. Fuck. No chairs whatsoever. at all.
It's probably a good thing, isn't it?
Well, actually, you say that, but when they're suspended, gravity does the work. Yeah. And I'm sat there. I'd be stood there like this. Sort of like, I don't know if you can see it, but oh my god, like I was on tiptoes like some form of ballerina, and these people are walking like they're hobbling past as well. Look at me like, what's going on here? Am I in the right department here? Long story short, I had an ultrasound on my testicles. You know when pregnant women, they get ultrasounds and they can see the blood flow, umbilical cords, stuff like that.
Yeah.
They did that to my testicle, right? And they were like, if there's no oxygen, your testicle's dead, we're removing it. No questions asked, it's gone.
I'd have been shitting my pants.
Yeah,
I was.
So scared.
I very much was. I hate the hospital. So the fact is that I then walked out of the ultrasound room, pointed to my girlfriend, "You're not special anymore. I've had one as well." Long story short, I've still got 2 testicles. Well, hey.
There we go. Well, that deserves a round of applause for still having 2 testes.
What a nut story.
Thank you.
That's
Sorry.
nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
someone's kick off the podcast.
Cool. So obviously we've like sort of met like through streaming and so on.
Yeah.
So I sort of wanted to start this off with like how did you start? Because obviously you're on TikTok, YouTube. Like, if there's not a platform you're not on, is there really?
Yeah, I'm on basically everything at the moment. I dabble in every social media, but my main one is definitely TikTok. That's the largest growing. I say that. TikTok is the most successful out of all of them.
I think it's the easiest to find you, isn't it? Like for random people to find you, it's the easiest one.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's an easier way to build up your clientele, to be able to have returning followers come back to yourself, and be able to react to them in real time as well. Yeah, I mean, I started TikTok about 2 years ago.
Okay.
2 years ago, 3 years ago ish.
Did you do the YouTube before?
No. So YouTube, I was one of those kids where like they would upload like the odd Xbox clip YouTube video and think they would go viral, and all of a sudden I'm Tom Syndicate.
Preaching.
You know what I mean?
Preaching.
Yes. So I was one of them. I was a Rockstar editor clip person, so I'd put all the GTA clips together and everything. But I only started properly doing it about a year ago is when I started properly doing it. Yeah. So
that's quick to get like a big following, really.
Yeah. I also had a few sponsorships and collabs. They put a little bit of money behind the videos that helped push the videos out a bit. Yeah. So some videos have like 56k on it. Some videos have got like 70k, stuff like that. But that's because they're paid sponsorships. So the views and the subscribers are from that. But I'll hold my hands up. I don't have that many equivalated like actual followers and subscribers on YouTube that have come organically, because it's just such a hard platform to grow on.
That's the most honest person from any of these platforms I've spoke to. Usually it's like, yeah, I'm fucking famous. I haven't paid for any.
Look at my plaque. Look at me. Recognize me.
literally that. So obviously you're on TikTok and whatnot. Obviously you've got the agency, which we'll get to like at some point. We'll get there. So outside of this sort of stuff, are you still like working, or is this like your full-time thing now?
This was my full-time gig since September, not last year, the year before.
Oh wow. So you are literally living the dream then.
Yeah. I wake up every morning and I go straight through here. I answer people's messages, and I kind of just set myself up for the stream ahead in the evening. And I say in the morning, I wake up like late afternoon most of the time, because I stream quite early hours.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's sort of my life at the moment. I don't really see sunlight, but it's fine. I've got a big softbox to cover up for that.
So like obviously because I dabbled a little bit, but I always found that if you're streaming for under 2 hours, I don't find there's any point. Really.
No, yeah.
I always found, so like before Little Man was here, which I'm sure you will probably you won't get to this point because you're already established, but you will realize you sort of do step back a little bit. So like before Little Man was here, I was doing like 3 hours every night, and it was going well, and then obviously Little Man come along. And the problem is, I think with this industry is, if you step away from a minute, you're behind.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. And people don't understand that. They're like, oh yeah, you're just streaming, it's fine. You can take a few days off once you've had your kids. They don't realize how damaging that is. If you're not turning up every single night, they're not interested. It's as simple as that.
I liken it
to because they will go like literally elsewhere?
Somewhere else. Yeah,
that's it.
it's like a business. Think of it as a business, right? So, because obviously me and Jamie, we work in the same industry. We're telecoms engineers, and and a major selling point of any business phone system is if you do not take that phone call, that customer will go onto Google, look at the next vets or whatever, and they're gone there. And it's the same with content, right? If you're not online, they'll go somewhere else. And if they find somebody they may like more or find that little bit more entertaining, they're gone from that list, essentially.
This is why I tell everyone that consistency is key with this. The more you show up, the more you will turn into someone's nighttime routine. But then the downfall is if you want to take a little bit of time to yourself, you're going to lose that clientele quite quickly as well.
Yeah, 100%. And that's what I found. I was getting there slowly because I think you've seen more of my side, which was actually my little brother playing.
Yes, yeah. I got very confused when I messaged him.
He's unreal, man. He's so good. Like, honestly, it's so annoying because he's the brilliant gamer, but he's not got the personality. And streaming nowadays I don't think is about the game. It's about the person playing the game.
100%. 100%. No, yeah. I mean, a lot of TikTok is about what you stream, but at the same time, people need to realize that when someone's mainstreaming just a game, let's say I play Fortnite for a year, I gather my following from Fortnite and Fortnite alone. If I then go play another game, I'm not getting the same traction as I am getting when I'm playing Fortnite. Let's say I go play Phasmophobia. No one's interested. No one comes in. They only come in for the game on TikTok, sadly. However, you are completely right. They should definitely come in for the person, and it does hurt a little bit when you play a different game. They don't come in for you. It
used to wind me up so hard, man.
God, yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? And then I go back on Fortnite, and they turn up. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing, bro? Like, come on, G. Like,
hey, listen, if anyone watches my streams, and you're watching this, and you get offended by it, grow the fuck up.
There we go. That's
respectfully.
Vic is a bit of a dinosaur. So
I don't really play like games or anything like that.
He tried me at FIFA the other day.
Yeah, and I battered him like 12-0.
Fucking liar.
Oh, right, okay.
Liar.
You probably batter me still. I cannot play FIFA for the life of me.
You were saying, Vix, anyway.
Oh, yeah, no. I've literally just got a PlayStation, haven't I? So that's about as good as my streaming gets. But
fair. I mean,
he got the controller. They got the mic in it, and he didn't realize. And we were like playing, and I could hear him, and I was like, "Shut the fuck up!" And it's like, "What are you on about? How can you hear me?" It was well funny. He's a full-on dinosaur.
I forget the PlayStations have the microphones in it.
Yeah.
I'm an Xbox player and a PC player. I've never really touched PlayStation.
Same as that. So what did you start on?
I started when I was 3 years old on the PlayStation 1. I was playing Spyro the Dragon and Croc. Oh,
Spyro, right? Absolute class.
We used to play sort of Resident Evil, Crash Bandicoot.
Oh my god, the Wrath of Cortex. Oh wow.
Rayman was quality.
Rayman,
yeah. But Vic, he didn't like Resident Evil, did you?
Nah, I used to have nightmares about that game. To be fair.
I played it my first convenience. I played it and I realized that all the controls were inverted. You couldn't really walk left or right.
You can't move when you're shooting either. And
you can't.
That bugs me out. That proper bugs me out.
And the very first GTA as well. Can you remember that? Like from the
sky
view.
Yeah.
That's unreal. That's so good. So again, like with the streaming and so on, like all of this sort of stuff. What was it that happened that made you that was what you wanted to do? Was it like a light bulb moment, gradual?
It was I don't know if you remember, I mentioned Tom Syndicate before. That's my childhood. I loved him. So ever since he did the ALS streams, he did the charity live streams he did. Excuse me. He inspired me just to carry on what I was doing. So I was a Mixer kid. I streamed on Mixer because all I had was an Xbox at that time, and I would just stream every single bit of content that I possibly could. In the back of my mind, I thought, why on earth am I playing games without pressing that go live button? And I could be benefiting off of people that might enjoy my content. You're
doing it anyway, right?
Exactly. So I don't see a point where you can play games especially these days. If you play a game, just press that go live button. I can't really see an issue to not do it. It could benefit you massively, and it could actually take you out your current job as well if you play your cards right. And which is exactly kind of what happened, really. I mean, I was streaming on Mixer for about 2 years on the Xbox One. Facebook Gaming then took out Mixer, so they bought it out, and I didn't really want to stream Warzone to my grandmother.
Didn't last well on Facebook, did it? Facebook Gaming.
No. So I moved over to Twitch for 5 years, and in 5 years I accumulated 500 followers. Now, there's a reason behind that is because on Mixer I had about, I think it was on at 3-4K,
right?
But all my followers saw me as a bit of a prick, really, because I said I'm never going over to Twitch. Oh, I hate Twitch. Screw Twitch. Blah blah blah. And then when they found me on Twitch, they were like, right, well, hold on a second. What did you?
Twitch is like the hardest one to grow on, I'd say.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
But it's the most rewarding, I would say as well. I feel like, go on, Bix.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what age was that you started? Like,
I was still, I think it's about 17, 16-ish.
Okay.
I mean, I'm 24 now, so it was roughly about 7 years ago.
That's not long ago, really.
In the grand scheme of things, I mean, I've been through a lot of different stages in life, and I've been knocked down to then try and build back up, to get knocked down again to build back up. And it's more the platforms you stream on as well. You need to work out algorithms. You need to work out what games do well. Twitch could never work out for the life of me. You play Fortnite, you're not going to get anywhere. Yeah,
it's impossible. It's oversaturated as well. It was before TikTok came along. I think that took a fair amount of the people playing on there. I always found with Twitch is you had to be sort of like, you run your agency, you'd have like that sort of thing, but like you'd have like they're follow for follow, view for view channels for like that sort of shit. And that's, unfortunately, that's everywhere now. And that actually drove me away from streaming a fair bit, because there's nothing worse than fake ass people on fake ass shit, and like they're all coming in like, oh yeah, da da da, hey dude, here to support you. You don't need to sit here. I'm just gonna sit here, lurking to support you.
I'm lurking.
Fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here.
Interact with me. Get out.
Yeah. If you're not here gonna chat, like, why are you here? You know. And that for me, like, that drove me away from Twitch to actually TikTok. But then I got annoyed at TikTok as well. I just don't think I can handle it. I just get bare annoyed.
The only issue with streaming these days is that companies are working out that everything's now pay to win with these sort of things, such as TikTok. I'm so sorry, TikTok. I'm going to slander you here. You have flares. TikTok has flares. Why are flares a thing? Why does that give you a boost of opportunity to be able to get pushed on the FYP? Why can't you just get pushed on the FYP and just lower your payment rates? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
It's TikTok's all money now as well. So like you're boosted more from like your gifts than other shit, right?
It's mainly from double taps and shares. Now, as soon as your chat kind of starts kind of being a bit more active and double taps are coming in nice and flowingly, that's when you start pushing FYP. We're looking at maybe 50,000 likes, and you're starting to properly get out there now. The only thing is that I don't know if you saw them in TikTok Shop but a few months ago. There was this auto tapper. It's like a magnet auto tapper, and you put it on your phone screen, and it would tap about 99 times in a second or something like that, and that would just make streamers go, and it would just push on the FYP. They've now introduced a like cooldown to live streams as well.
Oh, okay. So
if you tap, I think 3,000 times, you're in like cooldown for 30 minutes. You can't send any more likes for 30 minutes on a live stream.
That's good though. That's good.
You think?
I do. I think it stops, like, you know, because what's stopping me from going? I'm going live, get my missus, my mum, my dad, my sister to go on there, tap the shit out of it, and then I could get on the FYP over somebody who's legit got people in there.
But then there's the people that have the legitimate people that come in and double tap their screen and have their live submission to be able to get you on the FYP. And it stops them. It stops them from doing what they want to do.
Isn't it? It's a rock and a hard place. But how can you win that? You can't win that battle, right?
No, you can't. You physically can't.
It's hard. It's hard for them to sort of solve that issue because, like you say, you've got those people who are going to try and push them to the FYP, but then you've got these, for lack of a better term, cheaters.
Exactly.
And there's no way of winning that because you can't even put a like rate on it, because if you put a like rate on it, there's going to be auto tappers that just do that rate.
100%. Yeah, you know? Exactly. And so the light cooldown is to stop those macros and bots tapping the screen on PCs, and it stops the lights coming through completely for that user for about half an hour, 45 minutes if it notices a pattern or something like that.
Half an hour is excessive, though. That's excessive.
Ridiculous excessive, especially when you've got those people that come in and they've only got a certain amount of time and they want to enjoy the stream as much as possible. They want to support as much as they can. They don't or can't donate. They don't want to donate. They can't donate. The best way to be able to to support is double tapping and pushing that FYP.
Yeah, nah, I see that. Sticking on sort of TikToks, like just sticking with TikTok, because I've had like positive and negative experiences with TikTok, to be honest. So what's your opinions on, so like I found with yourself and your agency, I found for the very small time I was dealing with it, is like I found that you didn't get like, for me, I didn't have anyone coming in being like, "Oh, right, we'll do gifts, but you've got to gift me," and but there's a lot of that goes around.
Yeah.
So like, what's your opinion on that? Because like, I find like you can see some of the top streamers or fucking award winners or whatever, but it's so obvious from like all of their content that it's literally one person going on gifting and they're going on and gifting them back and they're getting like top spot.
So what you're mentioning there is called recycling. So what will happen is that they will gift a ridiculous amount, or they will bank transfer the other person the money to be able to then gift them. Now, there's a lot of streamers out there. I'm not really going to name names, but there are a few streamers out there that have been accused of this as well, that have been going through the top and everything. It's such a tough situation because one, there's never really any proof of it, and two, TikTok always take 50% of the earnings anyway. So whatever they do get donated, it's then converted from dollars to pounds, and they're going to get significantly less of what they've actually donated. So it's again, it's a measure in place to stop that recycling happening. But if they've got the money to burn, they will do it.
But from someone that's looking from the outside in, what does that gain for you?
Your top spot.
Yeah, so there's something called the UK gaming rankings. I finished number 3 of them, number three times, sorry, in the UK in a row, actually, and that was probably the peak of my streaming.
That's fucking good though. That's good going.
I think we finished. I started on the gaming rankings when it first came out. I started competing on them. I was like, do you know what? Let's give it a go. Let's push it. Why not? Let's be cheeky. Let's ask for some gifts. And then it kind of blew up. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, Ollie, you're on the gaming rankings." But what? Carried on going. For 3 weeks in a row, I think we averaged. I think the first week, I'm not 100%. I think the first week we finished on 300k, the next week 450k, and the next week 650k diamonds. So if we're putting that into respective dollars, it means 650k is probably 3.25k dollars ish.
Shit.
And that's just in 1 week, and that was just what was donated by my viewers at that point. And it was ridiculous. But then obviously people then caught on and thought, hold on a sec, mine, I will hands down and say, I mean, you've seen me be honest. I will hands down and say mine was completely and utterly legit, completely and utterly done from scratch, from the FYP, from people passing through. This is when the gaming rankings were just started, so people are like, oh my god, there's a new league, hold on, let's help them push it, sort of thing. They're really high enough as it is. Whereas these days now, people look at the gaming rankings going, no point in even competing
on there as well now, aren't they? Which I don't think should be allowed.
No, they should not be allowed. From an insider point of view, that is going to be taken off relatively soon.
Fuck, it should be, because it's not gaming at all.
No,
like,
it's not.
That's some bullshit. Like, this is the thing. I have like all these opinions, and I see it all, and I got my little thing, but I just stay well out of it now.
No, fair play.
And as a streamer, do you enjoy watching streams?
Oh, that's a good question. So I do pop into other people's streams every so often. I mean, I manage streamers, so I watch all of their streams as it is. Yeah. I like watching the people that I manage streams because I like to then be able to give feedback, to be able to improve, to be able to, take facts and figures down, to be able to feedback to them, for them to go away, find a way to be able to monetize themselves, maybe a little bit better, stuff like that. However, if it's someone that I'm not really, that I'm not managing, sorry, my hood is ridiculous. I don't know what's happening. If I'm not managing these certain streamers, my attention span is near to niche.
I can't watch streamers. if they're not a friend, if like I don't personally know them or like talk to them or anything like that, I cannot for the life of me sit there and watch it.
That's it.
I'm like, because I'm bored. I'm fucking bored. Like so fast, and I always found it so hypocritical of me when I'm sat there trying to stream, and I'm like, I wouldn't even watch myself.
I mean, if you stick a YouTube video on, I watched that the whole way through with not even batting an eyelid. But a stream, my personal, I couldn't watch it. I couldn't watch it. I watch it for maybe 5 minutes, maybe hold a conversation with them, and if the conversation starts trailing or they start focusing up on a game, I've got to go.
Yeah, you've got to really manage that level of sort of actually being in the game and focusing on your viewers, which is really hard. If you're playing a game, like I always found, if I got like last three on Fortnite, man, I'm switched in and I'm like, fuck.
That's it.
Shit,
your face is like this in the camera, like this. You're focusing up like this, and you're not looking at the chat. Literally. And then you turn your text to speech off. He's like, guys, I'm trying to hear. Shush.
Literally that, yeah, man.
You keep like talking about this agency. Like, how did that start? Like with you then?
Good question. So the agency started. So I'm currently in an agency myself. I can't manage myself, right? So basically, I was performing well for this agency, and this agency said, "Look, listen, you've got your head screwed on. You know your way about TikTok Studio. You're a beta tester for them. Listen, I've had a conversation with TikTok, and they want to have a conversation with you because I was one of their creators at the time. I was like, okay, cool, nice. So I had a conversation with TikTok, and then about 6 months sort of paperwork backwards and forwards with a lot of NDAs established. I was then handed an agency. And it was really weird because I sat there, I was a streamer myself, and all of a sudden now I'm managing other streamers. It's like a bit of a, hold on a sec, have I made it sort of part? You know what I mean? I've been doing this for years and not a single thing, but now I'm like, hold on a sec, what? And I'll be honest, it is one of the best things I've ever done in my life because it's great to be able to, connect with other streamers, see their opinions on it, to be able to, get feedback from certain aspects within TikTok and be able to actually forge the actual application itself as, better as a whole collective.
Do you gain, like, obviously, I don't know if you're allowed to say, but is there any like monetary like value to you, like owning the agency, or is that something you don't really?
So monetary value, a lot of people say like, oh, you get a cut of everyone's diamonds, blah blah blah, stuff like that. I don't actually.
Right.
So what happens is there are certain diamond levels that people need to establish, right? So if you, let's say you're streaming, okay, I would set you a goal. So TikTok will set you a goal and they'll go, right, okay, 100. So your baseline will be 0 for diamonds, and you have to stream a minimum of 15 hours a month spread across 7 separate days. Right. That's when the agency starts sort of accumulating a little bit of revenue, which I then take and then basically put it back into you guys with all the incentives. Now we only just got established like 5-6 months ago now, so we're still a growing business to be able to give out the best advice, tools, and everything. And the thing is obviously with agencies these days, as soon as someone drops into their DM saying, "Hey, I'm part of an agency," they're like, "Oh no, go away," because there's so many fake ones out there that they, people don't want to get stuck in this little loop of, "Oh, I'm not going to be able to leave and actually join an actual one if it's a fake one," sort of thing. So you have to like basically prove yourself that you're a real person, and you're not this scammer from another country, and you're not gonna take all of their credentials, and you're not gonna IP track them and everything. It's so tough to be able to win the trust over on someone. But it's just such like a, I don't know how to say it's a stereotype. It's not stereotype. I can't say stereotype. It's not that one, is it? What is it?
I know what you said. I know what you mean.
Stigma. That's it. Stigma. That's it. Yeah. It's such a stigma against it, and that's what I'm trying to sort of change within the game at the moment. So actually be able to give proper advice, proper training, a phone call, and everything like that, to be able to speak to people and actually give, get a personal connection with them, to be able to, connect with them connecting on the personal level, but also to sort of see what they're interested in, to be able to get those streams out there, to be able to push certain aspects of their stream with their interests involved in it as well.
Yeah.
So that's basically, you know, what I do. And any money that is accumulated within the agency, I'll take a tiny cut of it myself, because I've done the work for it. Yeah, but I will put a majority back. Yeah, exactly.
Fuck that.
Yeah, but I will put a majority of it back into my streamers as for live incentives, to also pay the streamers that have hit certain thresholds and criteria as well. You know, it's just those sort of aspects that, you know, keep the streams and keep the agency going.
So how many people do you manage at the minute then?
Spread across the UK and US, I'll give you a rough number of just under 100.
Oh, bloody hell. So that's a fair few people to...
I can tell you there's 20 online and there's 54 offline.
I've got also the US as well.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
So yeah, we expanded over
time
to the US.
zone, man. That's deadly.
Yeah,
because they've got different time zones themselves as well. So like,
different time zones. I've got different phones, mate. It's all good. Don't worry.
Oh, man.
Drug dealer.
No.
Well, all right, cool. Well, we'll step away from TikTok a little bit.
Sure.
But before I do that, I got two questions really. The first, like, basically, if you just two opposite ends of the spectrum, what would you say the best thing that's happened to you regarding like just TikTok streaming, and what's like the worst thing that's like, or like the worst experience?
Oh, well, this is a good question, actually. So the best thing, I think, I started TikTok streaming, and I had an empty Discord server. I now have just over 620 people in that server now, from the time I started to present day. And I think the best thing is being able to actually build up a proper, you know, decent community of, you know, decent human beings that actually give a crap about people, and to be able to, you know, go into that chat every single day and have conversations with each and every single one of them, to be able to share your content with them every single day. That to me is the most special thing about it. Yeah, there's donations involved in everything, mate. I'm not in it for the money. It's as simple as that. I don't care.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to build the biggest community I possibly can. And yeah, there are goals that I like to push sometimes, but that's just a bit of fun. That's just a little bit of side fun.
And I guess you're going into this chat and it's just all positive, like people, like-minded people, no negative shit, like holding you back either. So
that's exactly it. I mean, I announced my pregnancy in the chat, and I've never seen a Discord blow up so much. I think I had over 470 odd messages. Yeah, generally from every single one. They were like, "Oh my god, congratulations!" Not a single person was left out when they congratulated. It was insane. Like,
that's more than fake friends I've got on Facebook.
That's it. Going back to the least positive, the drama. A lot of people don't see it when they start streaming, but when you make online friends, or when you come out of relationships, and they're also on TikTok as well, there is just so much shit behind it that it makes you want to just stop, just all of it, and just say, look, I'm stepping back. I don't want to do it. However, I've just put a smile on my face and waved at them and say, haters are my biggest motivators. It's as simple as that. Fuck you.
It's funny, man, because you say that. I find that hilarious, because the reason I actually stopped streaming on Twitch was because I kind of got friendly with this guy from Canada. We did like a lot of edits together, like games and all that sort of shit. And he had like bipolar, but he didn't he told me he had bipolar, but he had like a fucking full breakdown, like a episode. There you go, that's the one. And but like the guy went like seriously off the rails, which is understandable. You've got a mental illness and whatnot. But it was like, he was like, we're in like a Discord chat, and he was like, do you think I'm Jesus? And I was like, what? He's like, I'm God. I was like, sorry. And it got like, so I like,
sorry, I shouldn't laugh. That's so bad.
It's fucking nutty. It's nutty, right? But like the problem is, we had like a Discord server that we owned together. So there was 3 of us, 3 owners, and we sort of like spiraled it down and whatnot. And it had like, I think it was like 1,600 people in it. It was mental. But he started like just like putting all this random shit in this Discord, and I actually ended up having to find out like who his parents were and ringing them and being like, dude, like he's not okay. So he got sectioned.
Oh, wow.
And but it all like, that day I sort of realized, I was like, fuck, some people who play video games are strange, man. And I just like left the server and I did not touch like Discord or Twitch for like 2 months. I was like, I'm fucking scared.
It's funny you say this, actually. I'm not going to lie to you in the slightest. So I went live, I think it was, well, this was actually the night before my partner went to labour, which is the night before Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah.
And this dates back all the way back to Mixer. This is how crazy this is. There is a American woman, and she found me on Mixer, and then, you know, I thought, she's a follower. She's amazing. Yeah, she's a great supporter. She found me in every other social. Messaged my girlfriend at the time and everything like that. Tried to get friendly with her, but then also tried to start causing things between us and everything as well. I've never met this person. I speak to her in a Mixer chat at that point. Okay. Anyway, block her and everything. Okay. She then, this is back 5 years ago ish. She then IP tracked me after I blocked her and sent me a postcard from America saying, I'm always watching, her name, right?
Oh, I'll be shitting my pants.
The other night, I go live. Hey, Ollie, I don't know if you remember me. I went, fuck! Get off, block, go away. I've got a child on the way, piss off. And I actually called her out for it as well on stream. I shouldn't have done it. I got so scared. I went, stalker! And then their name, and then blocked her.
Fuck.
And then
Yeah,
was like,
that's trippy. That's
what happened? What happened? I was like, that's a story for another day, chat. We're not going to talk about that just as well.
Yeah.
I'm stressed.
But that shit can happen like that. That's I think that's a negative of streaming as well, unfortunately, because there's a lot of like kids who are involved in like because of the games, Minecraft, Fortnite, Roblox, all this sort of stuff. And there is like that side of it which is quite scary and dangerous for like, you know, you don't want to say it, but like predators and shit like that online. Like,
oh god, yeah, it happens so much more
Roblox
than anyone
and all
thinks.
that now,
Yeah,
isn't it? Roblox.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Roblox got done for. I think there was a dedicated server for. Sorry, hiccups. Sorry, I feel like I think there was a dedicated server for pedophiles.
Nonsense.
That nonsense. Yeah.
Little nonsense.
Yeah, for them to congregate on and then scope out which servers had the most underage. It was fucked up. It was so fucked. And they got sued for that because they kept it. Though. Yeah, yeah.
Like being a parent, like to 11 and 10-year-olds that play Roblox. That is scary shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But then for all negatives, there are positives. Like so, like my partner Lena, her literal like best mate at the minute is someone who was joined my fucking live one day, and she's been up there, stayed there. Like my little boy, like picks up the headset and he's like, "Amy," like asking for her and shit. It's quality, man. It's so fun.
That's so
like,
cute.
Would you like? Obviously, I know your daughter's very young still, but like, would if when she's older, would you ever like? Would you be happy if she was like well into gaming, or would you be sort of a bit like pushing her away from like to go out and do all that sort of stuff?
I think if she's shown the same interest in what I'm interested in, I think that would be absolutely amazing. I think because I know the pros and cons of everything, I've been through it all. When I say all, I've been through it all. Then I know what to look out for, what to set up, what not to set up and stuff like that. I think I feel a lot more safer if she did it in the future. Obviously when she's, I don't know, older. Let's say we'll start her off at 12, 13, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to sit in the camera with her and, you know,
there's some channels that do that now, isn't there? There's some really cool ones. I showed you that the other day, actually, Bix, I think, or was it Nicole? I showed one of them.
There was there's a kid that I'm friends with, actually. That sounds crazy. Sorry, hold on.
There's a little curly-haired dude who does it with his mum. Have you seen him? There's a little curly-haired dude. He streams with his mum. Anyway, it's fucking brilliant. Is his name...
there's a guy that I mean, I speak to his dad all the time. Actually, we're going to organize some form of co-host stream together, actually, so he can help me build on Fortnite. Still can't do it to this day. I know, embarrassing. Anyway, so
his mission 0 building, bro.
0 builds. Come on. But yeah, no. His name's Joey, and he basically.
I think that's the same person. He's got quite a big following.
Yeah. He's recently started. He's been growing quite quickly because he's an absolute prodigy at building. So his dad actually reached out to me and said like, "Oh, can I join your agency?" And then we got talking, stuff like that. Long story short, we organised how to talk about getting the co-stream on stuff like that, and for him to teach me how to build, but at the same time him being there as well. He is absolutely brilliant. I will praise him. He's the grind that he's on, such dedication, and especially for his age, fair play.
Okay, that's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, I'm the same with like little man. My boy's called Grayson, and I'm like very much. I'm well up for him to be into gaming and stuff. But you've got to have that line right where they still need to be going out and doing things. Because I come from like the Modern Warfare 2 days, man.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks off school. I used to book 2 weeks off school, and I would not sleep. 10th Prestige, let's go. Like that was life.
All gold camos and
I didn't go out though. I didn't do that. Like there's a generation at the minute where the kids are choosing to stay in and play games as opposed to go out and have fun. Yeah. And like I still did that. Like there's no one's going out anymore and being like, "Oh, mum, I'm staying at my mate's house," but in reality, they got a tent, a crate of beer, and they're going fucking having fun. Like there's got to be that middle ground.
I sort of think that's an era thing as well, though.
Yeah, 100%.
But I couldn't go out, unfortunately. My childhood, I couldn't. For the first part of it, I was living in a town. I then moved to a village after my brother was born, but I think I was about 3, 4 when I moved. So I kind of did that part. But then after I moved to such a remote location that you needed a car to go anywhere. And I couldn't get there. If I wanted to go to the park, my mum wouldn't take me because she was busy doing other things. My dad was working, you know what I mean? He was out 50 minutes down the road, working, stuff like that. So the only source of entertainment that I sort of had when I was younger was video games. And that's how I kind of, sparked up the interest in video games.
As well, I suppose.
I wasn't allowed it. I wasn't on Xbox Live until I was 15. So
I think COVID brought a lot of that as well. Like, obviously, for me, like, I found with COVID, it was like the only way to talk to people was COD Warzone. It just come out. Everyone was was on Warzone. It was peak times. So that I think that pushed a lot of people into gaming as well.
Do you remember House Party?
Yeah, I was on it like once or twice, but I remember that shit. Yeah,
I lived on that. I had a really old, I think 2012 Mac. I loaded it up and it crashed it every time, but I was on it all the time.
Yeah. Nah, I remember that. So, all right, let's get away from TikTok a little bit. YouTube. Yeah. So, because your content is quite different on YouTube, right?
I'm very horror game based on YouTube. I might do a few challenge videos, a few reaction videos here and there, but I'm very mainly based for the horror games. I grew up watching Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, those sort of genres, Syndicate as well with the zombies and everything. I was very horror driven. So it's kind of in my blood. If I play a nice, happy, fun game, I get bored of it. If I'm not getting a thrill out of it, I don't like it.
I can't do horror games, man. I played Phasmophobia a few times. It scares the shit out of me. It actually scares me. Like, I'm like
I sense a video coming here, so hold on a second.
But nah, because I believe in that shit, man, so much. Like,
so do
literally, just before I started, this light above me, I shit you not, it went black for like 30 seconds, but was just flickering, and I'm
Mate, when I tell you I'm the strongest believer in paranormal, I've got a EMF reader down here somewhere.
Fuck off. Are you joking?
Yeah, Josh is well into ghosts.
Yeah, I'm well into it. So I'm all about like Sam and Colby overnight.
Yes. Ghost Colby, Adventures.
Yeah, Sam and Colby, the overnight, Twin Paranormal. I'm watching Mindseed TV at the minute. It's fucking, dude. If you haven't seen Mindseed, oh shit! See, I wanted to I've been trying to get like Vicar or someone to go on a ghost hunt with me up the Ram Inn. The
Ram. Oh my god, yes.
Dude, it's like 30 minutes from my house.
Is that
like Gloucester way?
That's it. Yeah. No, so I was organising to go with I don't know if you know the Eggman.
Yeah, Eggman. Yeah.
So I was going with him, but then obviously we fell pregnant, and the plans fell through. We organised, we booked it and everything. Couldn't do it, sadly.
Dude,
so
if you ever get involved in that again, hit me up because I will be there. I will be the best content because I am fucking terrified.
I'm so excited. I will grab this camera. I'll grab my other 2 cameras, mate. I will come with a crew. I don't care. We're making this happen. I don't care. This is sick.
Unreal. That would be unreal. I love it, man, because like you can do a lot of it just through like it is. There's so much stuff you can do now for
the prisons and all that lot as well. You can go into like abandoned prisons and that sort of stuff as well.
It's scary, but I'd do it.
Yeah, I would. I don't know if I
could do it. I'd do it for the content.
I used to live the house that I used to live in Burston. It was a 1500s house, and I strongly believe that was haunted. I had a life library in there. It was a pretty big house. And I had a library in there, and I basically based my Xbox in there. And it was about 3-4 a.m. like playing COD Zombies, and I died to nothing, basically. I then screamed, I swore. I was about 16 because no one could hear me because I was on the other side of the house. I was like, you.
Yeah.
A book came and hit me in the side of the head in the middle of the night. So I'm thinking, shit.
I'm gone.
My mum or dad has heard me. I'm dead. No one's there. Absolutely no one's there. Now it was a kid's book, so we put the kid's book at the bottom shelf, and then all the other sort of older books, towards the top of the shelf. This is a kid's paperback book that hit me in the head, which means it had to fly upwards to hit me in the head.
Nah, fuck that.
Yeah,
Fuck that.
That's making me.
Now, no. Hold on. It gets worse. So, I read the book. Have you heard of the Winnie the Witch series? No, it's an older series. It's by like Puffin or something, but it's called the Winnie the Witch series, right? And I picked it up, and it was one of the Winnie the Witch books. I was like, right, cool. I put it back, and I was like, it's 4 a.m. I'm fucking delirious. I've just died on zombies. I'm raging. I'm going to bed, right? Next day, I did a bit of research, and I went to the local library in the town over, and they had this, funnily enough, a expedition of like older style sort of like newspapers, death records and stuff like that they had on show back from like the 1300s, 1400s, right? Now, this house was built in the 1500s, right? And an interesting part of this house that I was in, it was actually a stable. Now, I was in the old horse and pig stable that they converted into a building that was the library. It was still very pre sort of 1600s at that point when they converted it. So still very old. You can still see all the barn doors and everything. Fuck. And my dad went there for some reason to get something, and I can't remember off the top of my head what it was. I think you had to photocopy something. I don't know. Anyway, I went over and I looked through the records and everything, and I was drawn to this pile. It was the town, the village that I was living in. I was looking through, and I was looking for my old house. I was like, and I found the house, and there was only one registered death at this house, and it was from a little girl who died in the stable where I was based, where she went down every morning to go groom the horse and kicked her in the head. No last name, first name confirmed, Winnie.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. I got goosebumps.
Yeah. Mate, shit me up. And I moved my Xbox and everything out of there. I was like, yeah, Winnie, you have your space. I'm good. I'm fucking up back through here. I don't care if I can't shout. I'm done. You're good. Sorry for swearing. See you in a bit.
She's seriously fucking Winnie, I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Honestly, I true story on God. Genuinely, it was the scariest moment, and that's what actually got me to paranormal. Love it. Wow. Absolutely love it.
That's sick. That's crazy, but it's sick. Like it's something it's one of those that I always find like, I'm like, yeah, I want it to happen to me. But the minute it happens to me, nah, I can't do that because I'm scared it will go home with me. The only thing that scares me about doing like a paranormal investigation is bringing that shit home.
Yeah. I mean,
you can't get rid of it.
I'd be lying if I say that that's not one of my fears as well. It's you see people online, they go, you can't come home with me, but the ghosts go like, yeah, all right, come on, say it again.
What are you gonna do, burn some sage?
I was literally about to say that.
Get your crucifix out, come on.
This house is only like 140 years old and it scares the shit out of me, man. Honestly, like I'm fucking tripping. It's a big old house as well. It's got like an eerie vibe to it.
Your like body also senses it as well, like when there's like some sort of like energy,
electromagnetic vibe.
Yeah,
that's what
it
is.
I used to live in a Tisbury. Remember that, Josh?
Yeah. You were in like a barn thing, weren't you?
And that was like an old like mill. But I used to have like my music stuff in the room because I DJ'd and stuff. But in this one room, when I was on my decks on my own in this house, I just had the sense that someone was just stood there behind me, watching me. You know, you could just feel it, can't you? And you're like, nope.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It's when you're laying in bed and you kind of like can't go to bed because you feel like there is someone there.
There's that like corner, and you keep looking, and
when you're in the shower, you don't want to put your hair underneath the water because you feel like someone's gonna walk in or something. You're like, that's it.
Ooh. All right. So what other like? So obviously you got your YouTube, you got your TikTok. Do you like what else is there? Like what?
I did.
used-
Oh, sorry. I
Go
did
on,
have
go after you,
I did
after you.
have a sneak peek on your socials earlier, and I see you done something in a school. What's that about?
I did a so basically my nephew's school. The head teacher reached out, said, "Look, we need someone to be able to come in and teach these kids basically like online safety." I was like, okay, that's fine. I can do that. So we went for a meeting with him, and basically they've been trying to drill it into their heads for such a long time, and they're just not really listening to adults saying it.
Yeah.
So if a streamer comes in and tells them about their experiences and everything, they might listen. So that's sort of along the lines of what happened. I went in for about an hour, and I stood in front of I think it was maybe 200 kids. And it was such a wholesome experience, because it was one of those moments where like it's one of those moments where you stood at the front of like a class of 200 and you go, hold on a sec, like this could actually be, changing the whole of the next generation to be able to teach them the ways of being safe online, not and try and, reduce the amount of incidents in the future of what could or might happen. Little did they not tell me, a whole school, they told me that the word safety was spelled incorrect. So yeah, the first slide, internet safety. Come on, man. So yeah, so that was the first comment of when I posted. I was like, look what I did, guys. Like, yeah, you spelled it wrong. I wouldn't trust you. Like, cheers, mate.
Yeah, shit. Oh man, that's good though. Shit like that. Like
that's really beneficial for the kids. Yeah,
they need more of that, man. 100%. Like,
yeah, it's one of those moments where you go, this is not part of the job, but it's something that I can utilize as part of the job to be able to teach instead of just play games and swear at games. You know what I mean?
this is the thing as well. Like kids and that, they're gonna swear, they're gonna do all of that, especially at games as well. But I personally, I look at swearing as it's just an expression. Like there's nothing worse than like people who like they tell people not to swear and stuff, because it's just a way of expressing yourself, right? Like if I want to say fuck, it's because that is the word I need to say to get what I'm feeling out. And it's like, have you seen all those videos on TikTok where like parents are letting their kids go in the bathroom and they're like, oh yeah, go say what you want to say, and they're fucking swearing and all this. But do you know that probably helps them children so goddamn much.
Oh yeah,
like it's unreal. So I'm a big advocate for, like, obviously I'm not going to have when my son's 3, I'm not going to have him walking around and be like, oh, you little wanker, what's that, like all this. But like if he like come up to me and like, Dad, I just need to go into the bathroom to say some swears, I'll be like, yeah, all right, cool.
Yeah,
right.
Here's what it is. Take my phone with you. TikTok.
Make you follow you, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, nah, I definitely like. I'm a massive subscriber for that for sure, because it's just a way of expressing ourselves, and I think games do really, really allow you to get a lot of frustration out, as well as like having good times as well. I think they do allow you to get like some frustration out.
It's a whole different reality you can lose yourself in, and you can't do half the shit that you can do in video games in the real world. So, in my opinion, it's just such a stress reliever to be able to just do what you want in a video game whenever you want to do it. It's brilliant.
Sometimes you just need to go run some people over on GTA.
Yes.
Like straight up. Like I'm not going to go hop in the whip outside and go run up to someone, am I? But I can go on GTA and I can just go drive,
bang,
mow people down, turn a human speed bump so we can have a good time.
Complete obey, there we go, and just get a tank and then just cause mayhem.
That's it. Like, and I do think that is actually really helpful for kids, because like sticking with even just playing games, have you heard that there's like a massive percentage of surgeons who are way better at their job? So there's a percentage of surgeons who play video games and they're better and they have a more steady hand in surgery than people who don't play video games.
Yes, no, I have heard of that actually. There was a surgeon that got praised because he was I think he was a really high rank in Valorant, I believe, because he's just got such a steady
crazy,
hand.
Isn't it?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
say it louder for the gamers at the back.
Yeah, come on. If you want to be successful, yeah.
Because I heard that Elon Musk said that as well, didn't he?
Well, he's like a genius.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen what this guy does? He runs SpaceX. He runs Tesla. He's helping Trump, and he's also the #1 ranked player in Diablo 3.
He's crazy. He's absolutely crazy. He's like,
how?
Have you seen the monitor he plays on as well?
Yeah, like it's nuts. He's honestly like a fucking genius. Like he's clearly autistic, which is very obvious to see, but you need that. I think you like to be what he is. You need that.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
That is part of why he is so good at what he does.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
So yeah, Elon Musk, if you ever need to come and talk, mate, give me a shout. I'm over here chilling in the studio. Just come talk to me, buddy. We'll sort something out. I won't make you look too bad, I promise.
Elon Musk, if you ever start streaming on TikTok, yeah.
Yeah, if you need an agency, you know where to go. I suppose, yeah, I mean, there's only one more thing I really, really feel like we should touch on.
Go on. Go on. I know.
So, yeah, nah. You tell me about it. You tell me about it.
Okay, so I was in a bit of a financial situation when I moved into my flat when I first moved to the town that I live in currently. Basically, I was doing this job for about a month, and I don't really know what happened. I moved into the flat. That was literally right outside the workplace because I had to get a train that traveled 45 minutes each way every single day. Right. I move into the flat, and the day that I move in, I walk into the work the next day, and they go, "Yeah, by the way, we're gonna make you redundant."
Oh fuck!
All right, okay. Why? Because we employed too many managers.
Sounds like a you problem, bro.
That affects me. Yeah. So I left that day with no money in my pocket whatsoever, and I was behind on bills for about 3-4 months.
Okay.
Landlord was obviously contacting me like, "Where's my rent?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Look, this has happened," and it was a bit savage at the time. You know, he was on my case. Yeah. Luckily, he did let me stay in there for a while whilst I got my act together. But I actually got a phone call from my mum, believe it or not. And she went, "Look, I don't care if you do it. Just start it." I was like, "All right, okay, cheers, mum."
Yeah.
So my mum has encouraged me to do OF. Fair play. You know, I've never heard that one before, right?
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I'll sit there like me and my missus have made an account. We just never made the content, bro.
Fair.
Like you know, we the problem is where this country is at the minute. I'm trying not to take it too politically because that'll piss me off. But like where the fuck this country is financially at the minute, and if you can get money for doing something online, why not? Like, listen, the only thing for me is I'm clearly not confident in myself enough to do it, and there's one thing that would weird me out is I can't imagine a 50-year-old man watching me do shit. That trips me, and you know that's it.
You said turns you on wrong.
So is that in the past now, or is that something you still?
It's very much something that I still do, but not as much as what I pursue for my career, if that makes sense. So
sure.
I think I put like 85% effort into my main career, which is streaming, the agency, stuff like that. And then the remainder is literally like log on every morning and night.
Piggy bank though, right?
Exactly.
Piggy
exactly.
Bank. How does that? Sorry, like this, because it's funny because we're gonna have someone's coming on, not in the not too distant future. And
sure.
She's
go for
it. Quite big on there. You know, she's got hundreds of thousands of followers and so on. She's she's quite big. So these are all going to be questions I'm going to ask her. So, like, how does that affect your relationship?
I started when I was in my previous relationship, and it was encouraged. I wasn't really posting anything too much on there.
I mean, what a man can't do so too much anyway. Women have got all the everything.
I mean, obviously, I wasn't doing full frontals, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was sort of just doing shirtless pictures and just shirtless photos and stuff like that.
That's why I've got to go to the gym.
That's why I went to the gym. But then obviously that kind of content started slowing down a bit when my followers over on IG were like, not really worth it, sort of thing. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
I have to step up my game. Stepped up the game, and I made 22K overnight. Yeah.
Right, I'm off.
So that was a very solid month there. Now, like I said, it's completely slowed down now. Anything that I've kind of put on there at the moment, it's now. I've got a daughter now. If that makes sense. I need to think about what she's going to be, experiencing in schools in the future. If that makes sense.
Subject to and stuff, of course.
Exactly.
Of course, 100%.
There's that famous there's that famous, I don't know, that Elle Brooke.
Yeah.
You know, she came in and, you know, that she had an interview with Piers Morgan. They said, how would your kids feel if you had kids in the future? When they wouldn't feel anything, you know, they would get picked up in a Lamborghini for school, that stuff like that. That was my mindset for ages. But then when I actually fell pregnant with my current partner, you know, my mindset then changed completely, because the people that I was with were two completely different people. One was money hungry and only sat me for money, and two, and this current one I'm with at the moment cares about me, actually values and worships me, and actually makes an effort to go make some bank for herself. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Nah, you know? preach, fucking preach that shit, man.
That's fair.
100%. I mean, well, nah, listen, you even men have got to do what they got to do, and at the end of the day, I'm never going to do it myself, because I ain't the confident guy to do that. But what I will say is, if a man is going to go and do that, the bollocks you've got to have, well done.
Yeah, you got to have some big fucking balls to do that.
Why the fuck are all the men sitting there going, oh yeah, the girls can do it, it's really good, and like preaching at men for doing it? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Nah, that don't cut it with me. That don't cut it with me. Like, you can't ask for equality, but then dig down the men when you're asking for it. It's fucking bullshit.
That's it.
So, and listen, being open about talking about it as well is another massive thing. Like, genuinely, like, because most people won't talk about it. You know?
Yeah, no, I'll be honest. If I was gonna keep it a secret, I wouldn't have put it in my name. You know what I mean? Right. Like, I wouldn't show my face. I wouldn't, you know, I'd be a completely different identity if I was going to keep it secret. There's no point in doing that. People follow you for you. You know what I mean? If you've got a loyal fan base at somewhere else, why would they follow Ski Mask Official? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? you get what I mean?
Said my name as well.
Oh shit! Oh, that's you. You're the one that asked me. Okay.
Have you had like any like weird like encounters, like if you're out and about in the street or anything like that, and someone goes, "Oh, it's you"?
Encounters, none from OF. Plenty from TikTok. None from OF, thank God.
I've had one from TikTok, and that's my claim to fame, and I'm leaving it there.
Good lad. I thought you were going to ask me about the requests on OF.
Yeah, that was my next question.
Okay. Someone. Oh God. Someone offered me. I think it was $500 to spaff on a red balloon, and then pop it.
Fucking get me a red balloon.
Someone offered me $120 to spit on my finger and rub my belly button for 2 minutes.
This is easy money, bro.
I did the belly button one. I couldn't do the balloon one. I just physically couldn't do it. I said in the nicest way possible. I respect myself too much to disrespect Pennywise. You know what I mean? Like,
anything you don't want to do, send it my way. I'll send you the video, and you can just transfer me the bank.
Bet, no worries.
I will spaff on a balloon 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. I'm here for it.
You just go in the card factory every week. They're like, why do you need all these balloons for? Like, you don't want to know.
I'll write their name on the balloon with my cum. I'm fucking here for it.
It was bad, yeah. It was. There was some absolutely. I'm a Star Wars fan, right? Everyone knows this.
Oh, I got Vader and Yoda tattooed on my leg.
I've got Mando. I don't know if you can see my. I've got a Grogu over here. I've got an actual bar of Beskar from the actual TV series itself.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I won an auction.
That's sick.
But yeah, I'm not gonna get out of the box. Sorry, but it's in it. It's wrapped in like linen and cloth and everything. I'm just not gonna touch it. Sorry. But yeah, it's someone asked me to shove a lightsaber and then film it, and they wanted $2,000 for it. So of course I declined it. Obviously, I declined it. I couldn't do it.
That's Bicker on a Friday night at the pub.
Yeah, I would have done it.
Hello there. I can't do it.
If you got a wig or anything, and I'll come around and just
have a helmet on and everything. You know.
Listen, Bicker is the type of guy who shits on his missus, so let's go. He'll do anything.
Oh, for real?
Don't give a fuck.
Was it just a trust a fart too much, or like?
Oh no, it's full plan. Let's go. Dirty bastard. Yeah, listen, this has been great. This has been great. What's the future hold for Ollie? What's the future hold, man?
Future holds.
What's the goals? What's the aims? And what's the plans?
At the moment, my plans and my future is all based around my daughter and my other half at the moment. Hello.
He just turned into his daughter.
I'm craving milk now. Crazy. So yeah, no, that's really what my life is sort of, benefiting around. Any sort of revenue that I'm making from streams and anything that I gather in general will obviously go towards them first out of anyone. And I will continue to do that until, I am stable enough to do so, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's my life aspirations at the moment, and that will be for the foreseeable, I think. So every minute that I have on stream would be going towards them. That's about it.
Fucking well said, man. Yeah. Well said. Wow. Tell everyone who's listening where they can find you, what they can look up. And
no worries. Yeah. So you'll find me on all socials on Ollie Nibs, Ollie.Nibs or Ollie Nibs. Simple as that. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Come drop a follow. Come say hi in the stream, and I will see you in there.
Listen, guys. Thanks everybody for listening. Anything else, Bix? While we're here?
I know I didn't say a lot, but it was just. It's not really. It's a bit out of my. Yeah. It's a bit out of my.
You've learned a lot. You've learned a lot.
Yeah, I have.
That's good.
I'm going to be hitting you up on TikTok for the OF stuff.
Sounds good. Yeah. Let's not talk about balloons in the chat though. Yeah. Might get traumatized.
Listen, guys, you can obviously find us. We're no longer Breeze and Bants, so let's get chatting on all socials. That's Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, fucking TikTok, wherever we are, wherever's open, we're fucking there. So check out, subscribe, do the same for us, do the same for Ollie. And let's get out of here, guys. Thanks for coming. Peace.